You saw K-drama remakes and thought, wait, are they calling out my favorites? Relax, this is a safe space. Or maybe not. Today, we're serving you 5 iconic K-dramas that were not as original as you might have thought. They borrowed, adapted, and sometimes flipped the script entirely. But did they nail the assignment, or should they have stayed in their source material's shadow? Time to spill the tea. 5. Romance is a bonus book. This one feels like a warm hug in drama form. Kang Dan-ai lies about her age to get a job, and honestly, same. This show flips the workplace romance trope on its head with Cha Eun-ho, her childhood bestie turned secretly in love boss. The adaptation game, based on the American TV show Younger, this K-drama keeps the core premise, but simplifies the relationships. Instead of a 14-year age gap like the original, the Korean one simplified it to 5 years. And instead of balancing multiple love interests, Kang Dan-ai's romance is focused solely on her boss and longtime friend, Cha Eun-ho. While the original version had the female lead involved with 2 guys, her boss and her childhood bestie, the Korean version combined them into one. And honestly, we love a drama that spares us from love triangles for once. And can we talk about Eun-ho's undying patience? This man waited years for Dan-ai to notice him. Meanwhile, you can't even wait 5 minutes for someone to text you back. Truly inspirational. The drama tackles workplace misogyny, ageism, and the struggles of starting over. But let's be real, you came for the romance. Watching Eun-ho support Dan-ai while slowly stealing her heart is like sipping a perfectly brewed cup of coffee. Comforting and slightly addictive. Before moving further, please subscribe to Miss K Insider. Number 4. Playful Kiss. Playful Kiss, or as I like to call it, the drama that had us rooting for toxic love. Oh Han-ai writes a love letter to Baek Sung-jo and gets absolutely rejected. And yet, plot twist, she ends up living with him because her house literally collapses. Playful Kiss is just one of many remakes of the Japanese manga Itazura no Kiss. This story has been adapted into countless versions, including the Taiwanese It Started with a Kiss and a Japanese live-action series. It which has more adaptations worldwide than you have unread messages. Adapted from Itazura no Kiss, Japanese manga by Keiro Tada. Did it work? That depends. If you love ridiculously cheesy, borderline frustrating dynamics, then yes. If not, you were probably yelling, why does she keep chasing him? Oh Han-ai's unwavering love for Baek Sung-jo borders on obsession, while he teeters between detached and mildly affectionate. It's a love story that stretches believability but somehow remains addictively charming. Let's not sugarcoat it. Baek Sung-jo? A jerk with commitment issues. Oh Han-ai? A walking Pinterest board for unrequited love quotes. You're out here yelling at her, girl, get some self-respect, but then he smirks once, and suddenly you're questioning every healthy boundary you've ever set. If this drama taught us one thing, it's that persistence and a suspiciously convenient housing situation wins every time. Just don't go trying this in real life unless you want a restraining order with your name on it. Hey, why haven't you subscribed yet? Number 3. A Love So Beautiful. This drama is the equivalent of wrapping yourself in a cozy blanket on a rainy day. The Korean remake of the Chinese classic of the same name takes you on a sweet, nostalgic ride through high school first loves. Adapted from A Love So Beautiful, Chinese drama. This show hits different, doesn't it? Soft vibes, relatable high school feels, and Cha Hyun, the human equivalent of warm sunshine on a cold day. The Korean version of this drama isn't just about romance. It's a lesson in how to simp without looking desperate, starring Shin Sol-ae. Let's be honest, Sol-ae chasing Cha Hyun around for the entire series is basically your love life in a nutshell. Unreciprocated crush? Check. Embarrassing moments? Double check. But the Korean remake did us a favor by giving Cha Hyun some actual personality. This guy? Sweet and awkward. The Chinese version? Loki looked like he'd rather watch paint dry than acknowledge the female lead. Also, can we talk about how every second lead in this show ruined us emotionally? Like, if this were my life, I'd be calling up Cha Hyun saying, look, it's been fun, but I'm going to date this guy who makes me feel like a literal goddess. Number 2. The World of the Married. Here's one for the grown-ups. If acting drama had a queen, her name would be Ji Sun-woo. This electrifying tale of infidelity, revenge, and I am not the one to mess with vibes made waves internationally. Yeah, this isn't an original Korean creation. It's inspired by the British series Dr. Foster. Adapted from Dr. Foster, BBC drama. Did it work? Oh, 100%. Korea added layers of emotional chaos and those signature high-stakes confrontations. Sure, the original Dr. Foster gave us a sharp narrative, but the world of the married? It delivered unhinged levels of drama we didn't even know we needed. A remake so good, it shattered viewership records. If this isn't on your top-tier list, what are you doing? Ji Sun-woo is a woman we aspire to be and are terrified of at the same time. This doctor's life seemed like #goals until her husband started cheating with someone half her age. And let me tell you, when Sun-woo goes full-on revenge mode, you're sitting there like, yes, queen, destroy him. This isn't just a drama, it's an emotional battlefield. Sun-woo serves as elegance, rage, and an I will burn your world to the ground attitude all in one package. Meanwhile, Tae-oh tries to play the victim, and Dae-kyung has the audacity to act surprised when karma claps back. You're sitting there clutching your pearls, yelling at your screen, he wasn't worth it, girl. But secretly, you're living for the chaos. And if you weren't obsessed with every second of it, I don't trust you. Honestly, Tae-oh deserved worse, but that's another rant for another day. Hey you. Yes you. Subscribe to Miss K Insider. And #1 Boys Over Flowers. Oh, the quintessential gateway K-drama. Whether you loved it, hated it, or secretly both, Boys Over Flowers was the moment. But plot twist, this isn't purely Korean magic. It's adapted from the Japanese manga Hanayori Dango. Before Korea claimed it, the story took a world tour, stopping first in Taiwan, Meteor Garden, and Japan, Hanayori Dango live action, before gracing us with Lee Min-ho's Curls in 2009. Adapted from Hanayori Dango, Japanese manga by Yoko Kamio. This is the drama that kickstarted your K-drama addiction. Admit it, you didn't even know what second lead syndrome was until you found yourself crying over Ji-hoo. Jeom Jan-di, our plucky working-class queen, walks into Shinhwa High with her I take no sh*t energy and immediately gets on Gu Junpyo's bad side. What happens next? Chaos, obviously. The man turns her life into a living hell, and somehow we're all rooting for them by episode 5. Why? Because Lee Min-ho in those ridiculously tight curls makes bad decisions look good. But let's get real for a second. Were you Team Junpyo or secretly just waiting for Ji-hoo to swoop in with his perfect white scarf and angelic piano skills? Be honest. The show was messy, dramatic, and over the top, just like you after binging it for 16 hours straight. And before you even try to defend Junpyo's bullying antics, just know I'm judging you, but lovingly. After all, who hasn't fallen for a problematic rich guy with mommy issues? And despite the problematic tropes, we kept watching. Somehow, this story about rich kids bullying their way into love became a global obsession. Messy but irresistible. So, which one's your favorite? Or, better yet, which one are you about to rewatch for the 7th time? Don't lie, I know Boys Over Flowers is calling your name. Just remember, you're not alone. We've all been there, screaming at our screens while simultaneously shipping toxic couples. And hey, if you think I missed an iconic remake, drop it in the comments. But let's keep it civil, okay? This isn't a Macjang Monday roast session. Well, not entirely. And hey, if you have not subscribed to Miss K Insider yet, what are you doing? I've got more K-drama tea to spill, and you don't want to miss it. See you next time. Don't forget the snacks.